Looks like I'm gonna dust this bad boy off again. We're back with more Side by Side. Well, this is awkward.
Here we are, back again.
Here we are, back again, doing this again. Little different. Same general kind of setup, but we're gonna do a little bit of, little change of formatty. We're gonna do this more like a podcast, I guess.
Yeah, more general discussion, less like actual gameplay.
I figure we'll still probably talk about that kind of stuff, but we're just doing it a little different. I brought my handy dandy note with me.
Me as well.
We're gonna talk about stuff that's like happening in the news and stuff about games and what's new that's coming out and what's worth looking at.
Yeah. What's hot, what's new, what's fresh. What should you get and what should you ignore? Based off all our opinions, which really are the only opinions that matter.
I mean, it's all that matters to me.
Yeah, same.
That's all I care about.
Yeah, I don't really care about anyone else. So they're all gonna care about what I care about.
Care about blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, guess what we're doing? It's the news. So I just read that Nintendo just bought an animation studio. It's called Dynamo Pictures. It's based in Tokyo. It has been around for about 30 years. It does CG stuff. It does stuff for video games. It does stuff for movies, but mostly it's been a video game kind of company. It did work on a Studio Ghibli, Earwig and the Witch. I guess it was a company that was working with Nintendo and they're buying it out. So I think it's worth talking about because the Mario movie's coming.
Yes, Mario movie. I remember when they announced the casting list for that.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
You know, interesting list. They got Chris Pratt as Mario, the worst Chris of Hollywood.
Chris number 3?
Chris number 3.
Or 4?
4. I know we got Liz, you got Hemsworth, you got Evans.
Yeah, Pine.
Oh, Pine.
Don't forget about Pine.
Oh, can't forget about Pine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pine's different on the list. Yeah.
Pine's underrated.
Pine is underrated.
All right, then. You know, up here in heaven it's beautiful. Really? I'll see you up here someday. You think so? I know so.
But we're not talking about Chris Pine. Yeah, Chris Pratt is Mario. Anya Taylor-Joy, if you've seen Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, oh, love that. Mm-hmm.
Charlie Day is Luigi from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Love that, love him.
Have a good time. I'm out.
That's like one of the best memories of all time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a classic, really. I mean,
It's so Jewish.
This is an interesting one. So Charles Martin.
Hi, well, my name is Charles Martinet, and I have the Guinness World Records title for most voiceover performances in a video game as the same character. Guess which one?
As Wario. Now, you probably don't know who that is. I didn't remember the name, but I read that name and I was like, I know this name somewhere. That's the voice of Mario in all of the games. And Luigi, and Wario, and Waluigi.
Luigi number 1. Luigi number 1. Ho ho! Everybody teach me
He is the Mario. So I was gonna say, like, what a kick in the guts it'd be. Like, someone's doing a Mario movie and it's not me.
Did not get cast at all.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see him get work.
Mm-hmm. He's still in the movie, yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Second biggest Rogen in the world.
Who's the first biggest Rogen? Joe Rogan?
Oh, Joey.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey. Jack Black is Bowser.
I'm an overweight middle-aged man.
Jack Black's also playing Claptrap in a Borderlands movie, which is another interesting kind of choice for a movie, I guess.
Yeah, Borderlands movie, that's interesting. I've played the game. I guess it'd be interesting to see how that translates to a movie. Do you know who's doing it or when it's coming out?
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't care so much. I think Borderlands as a narrative is terrible. It is bad storytelling. I think it's got a bunch of extremely obnoxious characters. Which, you know, go figure, Jack Black is playing the most obnoxious of all of the characters in the series, which is Claptrap, which, I'll be honest, that makes sense. Keegan-Michael Key is Toad, which is interesting. Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek, or Kamek, I don't know. But anyway, Magikoopa. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a Magikoopa with his voice coming out of it. That's going to be very fun. And I can't really see the kind of character that he's going to be.
Oh,
I feel like he's going to be a big
magic.
character. If Kevin Michael Richardson is playing him, he's going to be in this movie.
You know what they probably said? They probably said, Magikoopa, how about we make his voice magic?
Oh, that's exactly how it went down. And he did
Anyway,
it.
yeah, check out this little clip or whatever of this guy just killing it.
Only memory is the burning of flesh. I remember it so vividly.
I really thought I'd defeated my Trigon.
You did. And because I was destroyed by the power of a raven, only a raven's power can bring me back.
And once a gem cracked, it became the perfect opportunity.
Oh, and behold, some 4 decades later, what have I found but a bunch of trifling, shiftless, good-for-nothing.
Who else do we got? Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong. I'll be honest, I can't stand Fred Armisen, but I mean, if it's just his voice, I could probably tolerate it. I think he's one of the creepiest guys in Hollywood. Sebastian Maniscalco, one of the biggest comedians in the world, is Foreman Spike, whatever the hell that is. Anyway, it's directed by the people who did Teen Titans, so we'll see what happens. It might be terrible.
That's it?
Yep.
Got it all?
What do you got?
The last game I have listed is, I'm sure everyone's heard of it, is The Last of Us, the remake. Not the remaster, but they're currently making a remake for the PS5, and it's also going to be on PC now once they finish the remake.
So what's the deal with the remake? Why are they remaking it?
Basically making them the ground up, whole new code, new engine, new everything, new animations, new character models. It actually looks very distinctly different from the original ones. They are going to charge full price for it. It's going to be $70. I believe that they're putting a lot of money and time to this remake because they've got the new TV show coming out next year, and I believe they want to draw attention to it. You know, get the new game out, get people playing it again, and be ready for when the show airs. It'll air June 14th of 2023, and they actually have just wrapped up filming, so they're currently like editing it down and getting it all packaged up.
Who's playing Joel?
Joel is being played by the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal. He also played Oberyn Martell on Game of Thrones and Javier Pina on Narcos. And Ellie's being played by Bella Ramsey, who was Lady Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones.
You know, the thing is, I like both of them, but I would not have cast those two.
You don't see them as Ellie and Joel?
I'm gonna read you a list of people I would have rather had.
Yeah.
You know, to be fair, I went online and I found like a list of people, and I was like, oh, I kind of like most of these better.
Like a fan casting thing?
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about who they wanted.
Right. Well, Nikolai Coster-Waldau, who was he was in Game of Thrones, and he was I mean, God, you just look at a picture of him.
Okay. Yeah, he does look like him physically.
Yeah. I think he probably has the depth to do it as well. I think
range.
I think he could do it. You know, they've got a few others in here. Hugh Jackman. But Sophia Lillis, if you know who that is, did you ever see It?
Yes.
So she was the girl in It.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I think she would have killed it. Who else we got? Gerard Butler.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one a lot.
And Sadie Sink. If you know, Sadie is the ginger girl in Stranger Things.
Okay.
I could see her pulling the attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You know, Ellie's got a lot of sass.
Yeah, but you know, they'd have to. I mean, you can't reshape her head to go from being like this shape to being like that shape, you know?
Well, see, that's why I wanted to see, what I haven't looked at myself, is a side-by-side of the remastered character models versus the actors. I'm wondering if they edit them slightly more like the actors for the TV show, or if they base them more off the people they originally mocapped for.
I think that they
do look very different from their original faces.
I mean, the original face of Ellie was also very, very different. I mean, you can't even find pictures. We've been scrubbing it off the internet. The original Ellie.
Yeah, they totally wiped it.
Well, they were getting sued.
Yeah, because it looked too much like what? Elliot Page, yes?
Well, it was Ellen Page.
Ellen Page back then, now Elliot Page.
It's a different person. We're talking about Ellen Page here.
Yes.
She was doing Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
So she got really upset about it. Josh Brolin.
No. That'd be interesting.
I think he would nail it.
Think he could?
Have you seen No Country for Old Men?
No, I recognize the actor's name, but I don't think I've seen him in anything.
You should watch No Country for Old Men and come back next week and talk about it. Oh, it's a great movie.
I've heard of it.
Well, he could do Joel really well.
Yeah.
Really, really well. Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh yeah, okay. Everyone wants Millie Bobby Brown and everything now.
I don't know. I don't be overexposed.
I can't see her doing Ellie though.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've seen her do a number of things, and she plays precocious well.
Yeah.
But I don't see her nailing the attitude of
I think we need like kind of rebellious, kind of like hardened.
Her rebellion feels very soft.
That's
like
what I mean.
Privileged white girl.
Exactly. I can't see her being. I can't believe that she grew up in an apocalyptic world.
I even as 11, like I'm not really seeing the trauma.
No.
In 11. In any meaningful way, and you need an actor who can deliver well. So the girl that they got, I think she could deliver that trauma. But Ellie has lived a terrible life.
Yeah, she's 14, and the virus has been around for 20 years. That's all she ever known, grew up with.
The girl who's playing Ellie, though, what's her name?
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. When I saw that in the casting, I just saw like the picture of Pascal and Ramsey together. I was like, is she playing Sarah?
Oh, his daughter, right.
Because she looks like Sarah.
She does, yeah, she does look like Sarah. I don't know who they have cast as Sarah. I could look it up, but...
Are they going to put Sarah in the show?
I would imagine so. They say that it's going to follow more or less the plot of the game, but they said that they're leaving it open so it could potentially go on for future seasons to follow like the second game. And they said there will probably be episodes in there that were not going to be in the game, like flesh out certain narrative points that are brought up in the game.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, The Witcher.
Like that. Exactly, like The Witcher. But they have the book series to draw for The Witcher, so it's different. Than they base it more off the book than the game.
All right, imagine a casting for Joel. Oscar Isaac.
I don't know who that is. I recognize the name, I think, but I couldn't tell you what he was in. I'm really bad with names. If you told me what he was in, like a show or a movie.
He's Poe.
Oh, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, I think he could do it. He's done a lot of interesting stuff as well.
But yeah, says.
I mean, if you could do anybody, like, could you grab Brad Pitt?
I wouldn't want Brad Pitt.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I would not want Brad Pitt.
Why?
Because the types of movies that he does, I thought they would lend himself well to this kind of character. And like I said, personally, I just don't like it when really big names do projects like these.
He's too old.
I think it's too old, and I think that you just when you're that big a name, I feel like you tend to act a certain way, for your movies, a little bit typecast in a way, and I just don't feel like he would really embody Joel well.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, well, I can understand that. How about what about Ben Affleck?
Same kind of issue. No, I wouldn't.
You don't think Ben Affleck could do it?
No. I mean, like, I don't think that he would. No.
Have you seen The Town?
No, I haven't seen The Town.
Yeah, he was a bank robber in The Town, and I don't know. I mean, I think you could do it. I think he's a good enough actor, and I think if you get him to direct it as well.
Is he a director? What has he directed?
The fucking Town.
Okay. The same movie I haven't seen. Okay.
Eric Bana maybe, but yeah, no. Nah. Yeah, I think Oscar Isaac would be a good choice though. Out of all of them, I think Oscar Isaac would probably be.
That's your fan casting?
I mean, out of all of them, again, like you have to look at part of what makes it work is you need somebody who authentically can look and feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like you have to authentically look like you're having a really bad time.
Oh, exactly.
And I have to believe it, and if it feels forced or contrived or too light, like Last of Us is a pretty dark story, and
Very dark.
If they skate off of that, the finale of the show is going to suck.
Yeah.
Because the finale, you have to drive home the darkness.
They really have to invest and commit to it,
And
dark,
and it has
dirty.
it has to catch the viewer off guard.
Yeah. Catch the player off guard when playing, so they have to keep that same sort of energy vibe in the show as well.
But that's the thing is, like, I was really the first time I played it, I was super ready to just hand her over.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was like, this is going to
for the good of humanity.
This for the good of humanity. Let's do it. And then they said, or do you not want to? And I didn't even hesitate. If I could have cut off
the end of the game.
Just
drop her off and leave.
No, like that woman starts talking, I wouldn't have thought twice to just turn her head into spaghetti. I would have so quickly turned on all of them and murdered my way through. I didn't wait for like the people are like, oh no! I didn't even wait. I was like, gone.
Bam, bam, bam.
It was like I cleaned that room so fast, and I was like, all right, how do I get her back? Like, how? And I was like, I don't even know if I had a choice here, but I made my choice.
You made your choice. What's your Joel's choice?
So fast. I made it so fast because like they made it so compelling that I identified with Joel. And even watching, playing as Ellie and having to identify as her for a while, I still was like, everything is to make her get to this place, and she's going to have to sacrifice herself because that's the way it looks like it's going.
Right.
You know? And when you actually had to make that choice, I was just not going to do it.
You weren't. You were going to sacrifice her?
I was not going to. No,
you were not going to
I will sacrifice every one of the last scientists on Earth and
doom the
human race. I was ready to doom them by murdering the last scientists in the world.
And that's funny because I went the whole opposite way. Like, I really, loved Joel. I loved Ellie.
Yeah.
And even though they're like, I think it was like, it wasn't even like 100% chance of a cure. We're just going to get them further onto it. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. You're never going to be able to recolonize or take back the, clear out the nest efficiently if you're worried about, your mass breaking in and spores getting in and stuff. So like, a vaccine would be very important. But you have to remember that you're playing Joel and Ellie's story.
Yeah.
It's not a game that you have any power over. You're just watching the narrative. You just so you have to like, what would Joel do, and what would Ellie do? And so it makes a lot of sense for his character and their journey and their path that it ends that way. I personally would have made a different decision, but I totally get it. And I also understand that like, is humanity really worth saving at that point with a lot of people you come across?
Well, you just asked a really big question that I had to ask myself, which took me about a quarter of a second to answer, which was fuck humanity.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's a good question. Is like, at what point have you passed the point of no return?
Right.
At what point is the world unredeemable? What point have we screwed up so bad that there is no going back? At what point do we just say, well, oh well? Right.
And the game's so fucked up. You see so many terrible things like with the cannibals and the different hunters and things like that. And even how the good guys are bad in their own way. It's just
I think the thing is, I think more than the Mario movie, I'm more interested to see what happens with The Last of Us.
I've been watching this come to fruition for the past few years, ever since they announced they're gonna make it. From casting to when they're filming in Canada, I've been following it, tracking it. So I'm stoked for when it comes out.
When do you think they're going to release it? Next summer, you think?
They have the release date is June 14, 2023.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's going to come out then, not get delayed. It has already finished filming, so I can't see why it wouldn't come out then.
All right. Well, I hope that it actually makes it out and we don't end up having some dumb thing happen and we don't get to have it, or it's terrible, or Benioff and Weiss have blessed it with filth.
Look at these two idiots over here. What are they doing?
So in our brief hiatus, since we stopped playing, I've continued my foray into local co-op games, and one that I just recently played is a pretty well received one. It's called A Way Out, by the same guys who made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and it's a fun game. Interesting in that it can only be played 2-player, either locally or online. You cannot play it single player. It's a 2-player only game, and so you have two characters. You have Victor and who's the other guy? Leo and Vincent. And I totally got it wrong.
Man, you just played that game. You forgot the name.
I just played it. I totally forgot. But yeah, he plays either Leo or Vincent, and basically the general plot is that you two are in prison. You gotta break out, hunt down the man that wronged you guys, and get revenge. And it was a lot of fun actually, because it was like one character. It's like a split screen, so sometimes one person would be in a cutscene while the other one would be playing. It's kind of fun to like
That's
focus
cool.
on your side of the screen while the other one was doing their thing. And then the normal stuff like, you know, they drive the car while you shoot or something like that, or if they distract the guard where you get the key, things like that. So lots of back and forth.
I've seen a lot more of It Takes Two,
Yeah.
which is their next game.
It's the more popular one.
Well, it's the newer one.
Newer
too.
one, bigger
but they,
one.
I think what they did is they took a lot of what they did with this one, and they just polished. Just like, oh, like let's really nail down like not just that you can play with another person, but the necessity of playing with another person and why you benefit from like having two people do something together.
Exactly. I think they really leaned very much to the needing two people to play because this one was really good. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. Also a lot of mini games in it. So we spent a lot of time just playing like darts and Connect 4, which was surprisingly fun.
Yeah.
I really like it when games have games in games. There's like a little music rhythm game in there, and and then multiple endings depending on how you what decisions you make in the game, because you can choose to solve missions in Leo's way or Vincent's way. And one of the characters is a little bit more bloodthirsty than the others, so you get different outcomes depending on which way you decide to go. Like, do you shoot your way out of a situation? Do you sneak your way through it? You know?
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right, cool. I'm gonna switch gears here. There's a game that I've been playing for a while. I've probably mentioned it more than I probably need to, but I'm a big fan of Total War Warhammer. If you don't know what that is, it's a kind of like... It's kind of almost like a successor of sorts to playing something like Risk, where you have a big map of the world and you have armies all over the place and you move them around on the map, but the interesting thing beyond that is you can actually control the armies on the battlefield. So you might, on paper, lose, but when you hit the battlefield and you win, you know. It's a fun game. It does a lot of really dark fantasy stuff. When I say dark fantasy, I mean like... It's pretty dark. Like, there's nobody good in this world. Everyone's just kind of a shade of evil, and the evil is just beyond. It's literally called chaos. I mean, you know. It's a fun game. The lore is crazy and deep and goes on forever. If you like lore, it's it's like taking a strong hit off a crack pipe.
It's a lot. Yeah, from what you described it, it's a very intense game with lots of levels to it.
Yeah. And so they're always adding new stuff to it. Now, they came out with a third game in their series, or the Warhammer series, and they fucked it up.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, they really I don't know why they were allowed to put that out, and they didn't think, oh, we should push this back a year. It needed a full year of work. So now they're finally putting out an update in the next month that's going to hopefully fix the problems. We'll see. You
feel like it was just released way too soon?
Hopefully they don't fuck it up again.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Back to me. So another game I've been playing. Bit of an older game. It came out for Switch in 2017, but I'm just recently playing it now because it's another local co-op game. It's really fun, and it's just really lighthearted. It's called Overcooked.
I love Overcooked.
Isn't it so much fun? It's just your basic general restaurant game. You've got your orders in the top left-hand screen, and you and your partner are running around trying to put these orders out on time to get enough stars to complete the level. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just like sometimes one character has the cutting board, and the other one has the pans. You have to like coordinate like who's chopping what, who's slicing what, depending what orders are up. So
it's super manic.
It's really manic, and it's really a game of like perfect communication and like timing. It's a game that you can play with up to 4 people. I play with my boyfriend. It's the 2 of us, so it's a lot harder because it's just the 2 of us trying to make this happen, and it's really hard to get more than 1 star on these levels. We are constantly replaying some of these levels over and over again because you have to get a certain amount of stars to get to the next world.
I've played it with a few friends, and I found that like, if you're playing this and you're not good at games, you can still be pretty good, pretty effective, even if you're like a bad player.
Exactly, it's so easy to pick up.
But the stress is
oh my gosh,
real.
it is stressful. We'll be over there just like, oh my god, the meat's burning, the kitchen's on fire.
Yeah, and the kitchen will be on fire.
Literally, like you got to spray it with the extinguisher because you left your burger patty or fish in the fryer.
Or a rat will jump out and steal something.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you try to like line stuff up. So you try to get strategy. Like, okay, get out 10 onions, put on the countertop. That way you can just grab an onion, chop it, put the chopped one back, and kind of pass it back and forth. But then rats come out of nowhere and take your food. I don't know how we pass our health screening, obviously, with
Oh,
rats in the
you
kitchen.
definitely shouldn't.
And then it sometimes cracks form and you fall through. So the pedestrians come
The
walking
restaurant
through.
falls apart.
It falls apart.
Yeah.
There's lava, ice. It's just, none of these restaurants are up to code, quite honestly.
Yeah.
But it's a very fun, fast-paced, manic game that anyone can pick up.
It's one of those games that I think is good for people of any age.
Yes.
And it requires very little time to learn how to play.
Yeah.
I just wish I had better chefs in my kitchen. Some of my friends are not the jam. Okay, cool. There's a few games that came out in like the last week that I figured we'd talk about.
Upcoming. Well, upcoming-ish.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge came out June 16th. Made by Tribute Games, who made Mercenary Kings.
Oh, Mercenary, yeah.
Very cool game, multiplayer. Pick up and play. You can drop in, drop out, which is cool, and you can bring like a bunch of people in the game with you if you have that many friends. You shouldn't. It's COVID.
What is it on? Is it PC or is it console? Or
It's kind of on everything,
on everything?
I think. Yeah, let's pull that up.
Did you watch a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles growing up?
I loved the movies when I
Love
was
the
a
movies?
kid. Yeah. Oh, it's on every boy. It's
Everyone's got
Switch,
it.
PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Linux, Xbox Cloud Gaming, Microsoft. Yeah, so PC. Linux. It's it tells you it's on everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even Linux.
Even Linux.
For the longest time, I thought that was Linux because no one ever said it out loud. We only saw it written. And then someone was like, no, it's Linux. And I felt like a fool. That has nothing to do with anything. I just thought about that when you said that.
All right. What else do we got here? Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. You haven't seen this or heard of this, so let's pull that up.
Oh yeah.
Alaloth. Bang. It's very Diablo.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Yeah, it looks exactly like Diablo. No, not exactly, but.
Oh, I mean, basically, yeah.
Looks fun. Is it multiplayer?
Yeah.
Single player? Yeah.
Split screen too.
Ooh, I like
Yeah,
split screen.
it's very Diablo.
Yeah.
To be fair, some Diablo clones really do suck, but this looks fun. This looks like a good one. I liked it. I haven't played it yet, but for $25, you can buy an early access game that's super broken.
All right, so big game that I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about. You play games at all. Stray's coming out. So it's going to be released July 19th for PS4, PlayStation 5, and Windows. It's an upcoming adventure game made by Blue 12 Studio, and it's basically about a stray cat. You play as this cat.
Let's be honest, it's the cat game.
It's the cat game. It's the game of the internet.
There's no other games out there that do cat quite like this.
Yeah, it's definitely its own thing. It's unique, and it looks just very cute. And being able to play the cat is fun. So basically, you're a stray cat. You're in this world populated by robots, machines, and viruses, and you gotta find your family. You got a little robot companion with you, and you guys are solving quests and puzzles to make your way through and find yourself home.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna play like that, but I watched the trailer and all I could think is like, the way it looks like to me, I did not care about the story of Untitled Goose Game because there wasn't really much of one.
Was there a story? I thought you were just causing chaos.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's like things to do, but
Right.
it's just fun to.
There's no plot. You're just doing random stuff.
So I look at this one, I'm like, I really hope that the plot does not get in the way.
Right.
Of this being a fun game about knocking things off of shelves and being a dick.
Right. I hope it stays lighthearted, cute. I mean, you're a cat. Let's have some fun.
I mean, I tried to design a cat game once. It's apparently really, really hard to design a cat to make it work well. But I wanted the whole thing to be predicated on the idea of can I make a mess?
Yeah, if you want to just like knock bases off of things and.
Oh yeah, just I had the ability to like climb underneath a chair, and I could go on top of the chair, and you can go up on the table, and you can go up on the bookshelf.
Okay.
And I got to a point where you could destroy things on all levels. But I realized it was a ton of work, and I'm like, no, this isn't quite working out the way I needed to.
Sounds like a lot you gotta do.
Turns out trying to make 3D stuff work good when not good at 3D stuff, hard.
Hard.
Bad. All right, what else you got?
Let's see, another one. I know nothing about this series, but it is a pretty big title. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It comes out July 29th, and it's as the name says, third installment in the Xenoblade Chronicles series, which is on the Nintendo Switch. And it's just your typical weeby game. You play as, I googled it and I was like, why do these characters look like children? And apparently they are super soldiers who are genetically designed to like have a 10-year lifespan. And that's why they look like children, even though they're all like super strong, whatever. And it's a real-time battle system. You've got like a party of 7 in this game, which I guess is different from the first 2 where you have a party of 3. And you're just trying to, let's see, what are you trying to do here?
Trying not to kill myself.
Oh yeah, you got to set on out.
Why is it different than any other Weeb game?
I don't know what the turn-based instead of it being not turn-based, the real-time instead of it being turn-based. Like a lot of weeby JRPG games, like your.
Is it like Genshin Impact?
It is sort of like Genshin Impact. It's a little similar to that from what I've seen of the trailers.
All right, so I hate it. Anyway.
So I bring it up. It's popular. I might give it a shot, but I haven't played the first 2, so maybe there's some sort of bundle deal.
I can't handle the weebiness.
Can't handle the weebiness?
No.
Can't do it?
It's painful for me. I can't talk about it because apparently it's going to upset people, but the thing about it is if I'm going to be forced to have to choke down a storyline and the voice acting is awful, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't stomach. It's terrible. Weeb stuff, don't like it. Anyway, speaking of weeb stuff, I was actually looking at a game called Rune Factory 5, which is a weeb game.
Ooh, your favorite.
With a veneer of, wow, some farming stuff.
Like a Stardew Valley kind of deal?
Yeah, it's Stardew Valley for weebs.
For weebs.
That's out July 13th, so, it looked interesting. I was just looking at a list of all the games that seem like they're worth seeing. I don't know, Esse Proxy looks fine. It's a cyberpunky kind of top-down shooter. If you've played The Ascent, or heard of The Ascent, it's a little bit like that, but, it's single player, so who cares, right? Time on Frog Island. Another cute little island exploration sandboxy, very much Animal Crossing, whatever.
Fun, lighthearted, cute.
Before the Night looks really interesting. Before the Night's one of them that I would actually.
You would actually get.
Mm-hmm. It's so weird. It's almost a good trailer.
Yeah.
I see what they were going for. They needed a little bit more time on it.
Right. It's all like, everyone's cut up like meat. It's neat. I'm down. I love myself a secretly dark game with really cute overtones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's that? Like that Undertale, like that game. Looked very cute, but had a very kind of...
very dark story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giving me similar vibes with this.
So when you actually watch like the game in action, like it's very weird and kind of non-assuming. And the animals are kind of, you know, cute little whatevers.
Oh. They were cute little whatevers, huh?
Yeah, that's why I thought it was interesting. Is like you're in a world of kind of darkness that has this cute veneer.
So sometimes they're cute, and if you trigger them, they try to eat you?
Yeah, it's got some weird twisted dark stuff going
Alright.
on in there. So
That
anyway,
looks like fun. I would definitely play that. You know I love horror, so that's right in my alley.
it's weird.
I like weird.
It's cute, but it's also weird and dark and interesting. What else we got? Eyes in the Dark. Eyes in the... Don't be stupid, Steam. Eyes in the Dark. Eyes in the Dark. Kind of an Alice in Wonderland kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is what I thought was interesting.
Oh, red light. Okay.
Yeah, you unlock the world by using the flashlight on it, and also the flashlight is your weapon. Looks interesting.
It does. No, it looks really cute. I'm just watching. I like it a lot. It's fun. I like the scenes with the customizable aspects of it, upgrading your gear and whatnot. I like how the whole thing is black and white. That's cool.
I really like the aesthetics that
Yeah.
it has. I really like that it has a very Burton-esque kind of feel.
I was just gonna say that Tim Burton exactly reminds me of.
Yeah. So like the aesthetic of that really goes a long way for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting story, interesting mechanics. Maybe a little basic, but it looks fun. I like what I've seen.
Yeah, I like a game has to be deep or groundbreaking to be basic. I mean, to be fun like that. Looks like a good time.
Yeah, it looks like they did it well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. We got Dinkum.
A little kangaroo.
Ruse.
We're in the outback.
It's Australian.
Oh, like Animal Crossing, huh? That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's very Animal Crossing. It's very, like, again, Stardewy. It has very much the cute aesthetic going on, but it's multiplayer, and it's built around being multiplayer, and you can go on adventures together.
See, that's nice.
And it's built for it. It's like the game was designed around it.
Yeah, it's like on Animal Crossing, you can like visit someone else's island.
But it's not very good.
No, yeah, exactly. It's not like built for it. It's like they can come and help you out and give you fruits and stuff.
So that's what's interesting is this just came out, and it's built for multiplayer. It's built to play with your friends, which is why it looks good. I've actually seen some people do some requests online to have local multiplayer installed on it. And
oh yeah, is it just online multiplayer right now?
They're going to do some third-party stuff to make it work.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope it turns out well.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting looking game. There's a few others. Clanfolk looks interesting. found a game called HROT, H-R-O-T. It has episode 2 that just came out. Which is interesting because if you've ever played like an old school like game like Blood or Duke Nukem 3D or Dusk is a relatively new one, it looks good. It looks fun. It looks hard. It's dark. Also, Monument Valley. It's a game for mobile. It just came out for PC. But anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
This is the new format. We're figuring it out. Let us know if you like it, and if you watch it, I love you.